Today, I want to dive into the App Store with all of you. I want to take a look at some of the multiplayer games that are available now for us to play that are being recommended by Google. Then I'm going to let you know if I think they're any good and worth your time. So let's dive in and see what games you could play with your friends right now and if they're worth it. The first game I want to check out with you guys here today is Call of Duty Mobile. Now, it's no secret to me, to you, or to anyone that I absolutely love Call of Duty. I've loved it since back in the day when Modern Warfare 2 was a thing. Well, I still love it today, and I think that it's done really well here on mobile devices. This is probably one of the best shooters on mobile at this point in time. Now, with that being said, I guess you could assume that I would definitely be giving this one an Echo thumbs up. Definitely can't go wrong playing Call of Duty Mobile with its different game modes, 5v5. You have objective-based game modes, and you even sometimes have zombies, and always Battle Royale. It literally has everything that you could want. Now, next on the list today, we have Lost Light. It's worth saying that this is both available on PC via Steam and on mobile. It's a survival-style shooting game where you need to go around and collect different resources, upgrade what your weapons are, what your gear is, to prepare yourself for battle that takes place inside of the game. There's a lot of depth inside of this one. It's not a very quick jump in and get into the game type gameplay mode. It's more of a long haul and time-intensive experience. Now, with all this being said, some of the combat inside of the game is really fun and rewarding. Although it may take a little bit of time for you to get to those battles, when you do and you're victorious, it's an extremely good feeling. And of course, this is a great game that you could play together with other friends as well. It's a shooter with a lot more depth than you would receive inside of Call of Duty Mobile, as far as at least the survival style that this one brings. To sum things up, we have to give this one an Echo approval. I absolutely enjoy the game and think it's a great one for you to try. Introducing War Heroes. Maybe you're looking for something that is a little bit more of a World War II style game, where you're driving around in vehicles and really looking at some nice old-fashioned style combat. This game looks really well. It plays really solid too, and it's an experience that reminds me of an old Call of Duty game. It's super fun. Whether you're boots on the ground, taking down your opponents, driving in a tank, or jumping on top of a turret, you will be able to take down enemies inside of this game. You will be able to enjoy that playing with other friends, and you will have a good experience. This is another one that I can't say that I don't approve. I think it's a really solid game that's a lot of fun with some great combat mechanics. Introducing War Universe. This is an action shooter bullet hell style game that takes you out into space, where you and friends can take down other ships and arsenals that happen to be in your way or just coming into your stratosphere. I like this game. It's a lot more than just going around and shooting things. There's a lot of strategy involved in it, and as well as a lot of upgrades that you can do and a lot of camaraderie that can happen inside of the game that can help you progress further and further. It reminds me a little bit of a game that I used to play back in the day called Hellfire on Genesis, but it has next level strategy to it, as it's not only a bullet hell style game. There's a lot of great combat tricks that you can learn along the way, weapon upgrades that you can encounter as well, plus shields that can protect you from your enemies. We got another one that's a lot of fun here for you guys, and I think it's another one that I can approve and say that it's worth playing. I mean, come on now, Modern Combat 5. This one has been around since before Call of Duty was even on mobile. It's one of the most original shooters on mobile, and it's one that has a massive fan following. You really can't go wrong with this game. Now, is it as polished and beautiful as some of the more recent games? Of course not. Graphics weren't as good back then. Neither were the engines that games were built on when this one was put into the market. What was it? 8 years ago? But it's so much fun. It's great to play with friends, and it brings you something different than you would experience in the other games we mentioned so far in today's list. So, saying all of that, I can't do anything more than to give Modern Combat 5 another Echo approval. And Warcraft Rumble has launched. Make sure you come through and check out my new YouTube channel, Echo Warcraft Rumble, if you want to see more about this amazing game that I'm absolutely in love with. And then there's Crossout Mobile. Maybe you want to do some vehicle style combat or some mech style combat. Check out these machines that you build and then battle inside of. There's just a handful of battle mechanical style combat games on mobile, and this is one of them. I actually think that this one looks incredible. I like that you get to build your own machines and then use them in combat. The customization element here is different than we see in most games of this nature. I think this one is done really well. You could either build your build for speed or build it for strength and tankiness. It's all about how you want to fight your battles. And the best part is then you get to go ahead and do it. Fight those battles, see how your creations turned out, and see how you turn in the competition versus or alongside your friends. Another one here that's getting an Echo approval. World of Warships. Now, I'm not a big World of Tanks or World of Warship player. It's just not the kind of game that I choose to play. But I'm not here just telling you what I like, because I actually think that for the genre, this is done really well. I think it's a really nice game, implements a ton of strategy, a lot of knowledge of your ship, and combat mechanics that you learn along the way. World of Warships, just like its brother on PC, is one that I would highly recommend to all players who are into sea-style combat, that love ships, or love some type of a vehicle battle game. This one has a lot of strategy inside of it, and it has a lot of time that you're going to invest so that you can be successful. Definitely gets the Echo approval. So Arena Breakout is one of the newest games in the shooter space. It's a tactical style battle royale game where you drop into a world, you have to survive, shoot, loot, and basically bring yourself the best gear that you either take off the people you take down or find in the world. The game is really cool. It gives you a PUBG / Call of Duty Mobile style combat, but it's done in a much more strategic fashion than those games. I really like this one. I think this one over time is going to grow to be bigger and bigger in the mobile space, and it offers a gameplay that is just not there in many of the other titles that we're looking at here on the list. This one's a lot of fun. And again, I can't believe it. Everything on this list has been so good. Nice job, Google, putting a solid list together. This one gets the Echo approval. So I shared with you World of Warships. Now I'm going to share with you World of Tanks. And I feel the same about both. This one here is another vehicle style combat, which is a gameplay style that I'm not in love with, but that's done really well here. World of Tanks, older game. It's been around for a longer time on PC, and it's done really well here on mobile as well. All this being said, it's getting the Echo approval. If you like this type of stuff, this one's a great game. Halloween is just passed, and maybe you're still in that spooky type of mood. Well, this is Dead by Daylight Mobile, a game where you have the enemies and the 4 survivors trying to escape from those monsters. You need to, with your team, find a way to get out of the enclosed space and save yourselves from death. The enemies you find inside of this game are super creepy, and the game will definitely keep you on your toes. I can't do anything but recommend this one highly to anyone that's looking for some cooperative gameplay. It's really difficult to be successful inside of this game without playing as a team of 4. It's amazing, so much fun, and also so scary. I'm giving this one the Echo approval, no problem. Bomb Squad. This is a nice, cheeky style game where you're going to be utilizing landmines, bombs, and other types of explosives to try to take down some of your opponents, have some fun, and blow some things up along the way. Much more of a casual style game from anything we've seen here today, but it's an 8-player PvP that makes for a ton of fun inside of all the different mini games that this one has to offer. I gotta give this one Echo approval. Casual, yet extremely fun. And I'm quite possibly saving the best for last with Brawlhalla, a really beautiful artistic style fighter game where you have a bunch of different characters that you could play as, and you need to battle it out in the different arenas that are presented to you. The game is like Super Smash Bros., but some would even say better. Amazing graphics, great combat mechanics, and a ton of fun. You could play this one solo, you can play it with friends, no matter what, it's going to be enjoyable for you for a long period of time. This one's both available on mobile and on Steam. I would recommend you play it anywhere that you can. The game is awesome, and it's Echo approved. I'll see all you guys back here tomorrow in my next video, so make sure you're subscribed.